our heads as performers. Are we live yet?
We're Facebook Live right now. So Facebook, hi, welcome to what's called low system scenario going on both sides. So what you get is what you get. We're going to give it a shot here and record it. Recording in process has the same abbreviation as rest in peace. So that's kind of weird. Anyway, today I would like to welcome you to Comic Spot, and we have one sponsor, that's Governors Clubs of Long Island, New York. They're behind us all the way. And so today is the day I love, because I have met a lot of comics in my day. A lot of them before I went on stage I've met. And I have never been so excited about bringing somebody to you as I am today. I've had him on before. I've seen him do comedy once. And I was so glad to see the person that I interviewed is the same person on stage, and he kills on stage. He's so stinking funny. I love him. I love him. I just want to take him and squeeze his little face. Even his friends think I want him. I'm just so glad you're real, Byron. Today, we have Byron-Austin here. So let's get to know him. I'll do the little intro. Byron-Austin is a comedian based in Las Vegas. He's managed to keep busy during the lockdown by transferring his skills and energy into writing screenplays. OMG. He's been featured, not just guest spots. He's been featured at some of what I is working today, at some of the premier clubs in the area, such as the LA Comedy Club at the Stratosphere, Rick Bronson's House of Comedy, and the Ha Ha Comedy Club out in the LA area, to name a few. Yeah, and I know that's a few, and I know there's a whole heck of a lot more of them because of the way he comes across on stage. Book Byron-Austin. Shut down, no shut down, book this guy. He's funnier than all. So give it up for him. Let's give it up for him right now. The stage is yours, Byron. What would you like to say about yourself in the third person?
I don't know. I don't think I can top that intro. That was one of the best intros I've ever had. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like we just end the interview there. It can't get any better. Anything I say at this point is just going to take me down. You already put me up too high, but thank you. No, thank you for that. It was a pleasure to see you out a couple of weeks ago on the show. And yeah, this is my second time here, so fun to be back. Thank you for having me back. You must like me or something. At least you don't hate me. That's a good start. I don't know. What did you have any questions on your mind? There's so much to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
Remind me where you were born and raised and how you became funny, who your favorite comedians are, that kind of interview stuff that we did before. Remind me and tell the new people.
Remind everyone. So it all started in September 1983. I believe I was conceived. And then in June 1984, I was born, just basing it off the timeline. So I'm a Cancer and I'm a little moody. That comes with the territory, but I'm very lovable, very approachable. So I'm from a small town called Angleton, Texas. Not sure if you're familiar with that or not. We're growing.
It's trying to freeze up on us.
We're almost at 20,000 people now. So out of Houston. So what part did you leave off on?
Where you came from? Tell me the city and 20,000 up to that. What city and 20,000 were cut out?
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's where I'm from. Small town, south of Houston, kind of close to the coast. And yeah, just one of those towns, everybody knows everybody. Uh, you know, everybody's drama, but Friday nights, town shuts down for football. One of those places. I love growing up there, but that's kind of where I met all types of friends. I tried to hang out with everybody, really. I don't know. I just had a bunch of different friends in different circles. Like the people I was with side circles. Like back where I grew up, like everybody played sports, but I was like, when I went to high school, I was like 4'10" and I have sickle cell. So it's like no sports for me. You're just not going to see sports that way, especially not basketball. I went to theater. I started doing theater. And so that was a weird mix of friends, having theater friends, and then a bunch of athletes and hood kids. I did stuff like I joined a newspaper. I did a bunch of other stuff. I just want. I probably should have did band. I should have studied an instrument. Looking back on it, but here nor there. I think hanging with such a diverse group of friends, I always just had I don't know. I just liked just making people laugh, and then being able to make so many different groups of people laughing, like and who I became, not knowing I wanted to do comedy yet. I thought I wanted to act, and then I thought I wanted to write, and then I didn't want to do anything altogether. Like when I went to college, and after that, I didn't do anything. I studied marketing, and I still technically I haven't even really used that degree, but I'm still paying for it. And then so that happened. I did the corporate thing for like years. I got a master's degree, did the corporate thing. I got laid off from the corporate thing. I did the startup. That failed. I started bartending. And then like in between that, I wrote like some blogs on Facebook, like some notes. And then I took it over to WordPress when I really blew up. And it would just be like my opinions on just the most random topics. Like some of it would be serious, but most of it just like ridiculous things like, white women make great wingmen. Like just that was one of the topics I wrote about. So like that. And then like I didn't really know what that would form into. But like I would tag friends in and everybody would laugh and it would get discussions going. I thought, oh, this is dope. Like I could do this more, but then I never really did much with the writing because I don't know. I just felt like I don't want to just be some person like spouting off opinions. But either way, just kind of did that every once in a while sporadically. I started writing my thoughts down though. And pretty much a friend of me, we wrote a book, actually got published. Of them here, I forget called Roughly Polished. That's the name of the book.
The audio skipped. So what did you say about the book?
The name of it is Roughly Polished. Roughly Polished, you get that?
Yes.
Cool. Kind of a book about, I don't want to say like a self-help book, it's definitely not that, but it's more like taking anecdotes and just affirmations and like, just kind of a guiding principle is like really just self-awareness and perception and like just having a cognizance of the world around you, I guess, but telling that through funny stories and, real life experiences. So again, I always knew writing was in there somewhere. I started writing a screenplay. Like this is back when I was in Austin, I was bartending and because I met one of my regulars. He had sold a movie that actually got made. And so he was giving me pointers and I started writing it. And this was even before stand-up. Eventually, he was like, hey, man, you got good delivery and timing when you tell jokes. And we would always tell jokes about like Chappelle and like just like we both love Chappelle and stuff like that. So he was like, you should try stand up, man. And I was like, I don't really think I'm funny. Like, laugh. That's a whole different level of the game. Like, yeah, I'm funny. I can make people laugh just a normal conversation, but I understand there's a different art to it. So I tried it. I pretty much made a bet with somebody. I went on stage. The first 2, 3 times did great, did really good. And then the next 2 months was just terrible. But eventually I wanted to get better. I wanted to learn how to write, and I got better at writing. And then I moved up to Vegas, not to do comedy, wherever the fuck life was taking me, kind of one of those things. But just so happened I started doing comedy. So it's like, all right, if I'm any good, I'm going to find out once I'm in Vegas. And then, yeah, I'm okay. So,
yes, you're definitely okay. You're so funny. You stand out from the others when you go on stage.
I do appreciate that. That's part of the game. Part of that I learned. A lot of people, I think when I first started, I got a lot of compliments on my writing. Just like, yeah, that's pretty clever, but I was a terrible performer. I just wasn't good. I didn't really have a voice yet. And I think, I'm getting that. I don't even think I am where I'm gonna, maybe. I haven't reached full bloom. You know what I mean? So looking forward to what that day is gonna look like. And so I'm just gonna keep writing, keep getting better, working on the craft and
in the pandemic,
trying to take it to new heights and new levels. And
you were saying in the
Go
shutdown,
on.
you started writing a screenplay.
Yeah. So one of my really good comedian friends, the hilarious, super talented, gonna be a star, Jimmy McMillan. You might know him.
Yeah.
We hang out all the time. We started writing about this. Basically, he had this web series that he created, make something out of that. And it was during lockdown. We had nothing to do, so he was like, "Yeah, fuck it. Let's write one episode and see what comes out of it." And out of that, we basically wrote 10 episodes of that. All during the
The audio keeps skipping out on us.
Yeah, I'm in a terrible spot. Where did I leave you off?
You left me off with writing the screenplay with Jimmy McMillan, and then it kind of started skipping around. So what did you say after you said his name?
Right. So he had this character that he created, a real estate agent called Reed McGowan. And he had it posted online, and it got some good traction on YouTube and and social media. And I had told him once before, I was like, you should make something out of that. And then once the pandemic hit, we had nothing to do. So we said, fuck it. We ended up writing 10 episodes of that. And we didn't know what to do with it. So, but we just kind of got into a groove of writing. And so we had other ideas that we just started to come up with, just other ideas that, okay, that works. And we write it out that. And then we would, we would start looking at kind of the people around us, like different comedians that we like. Is like, these group of comedians would be good to tell this story, and these group of comedians would be good to tell this story, or this individual. And then we write screenplays, just kind of like saying if we could put someone we know in a lead role, like what would that look like? And so we started writing that, and eventually a full feature we wrote. So a lot pretty hammering home and getting better at it. Like, we're actually learning things about how to get them into production and in the hands of some good, put it onto a network. So that's putting together the materials to make it presentable. So a lot of learning instead of just submitting it here and submitting it there online. And, we've done some of that. Waiting back from content. It's a little shaky right now, given everything that's going on. A lot of places are saying now you need a vaccine to go into a venue. So it's funny. I was going to get the vaccine at some point anyway. I mean, I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. I was kind of waiting on approval from the FDA before I got it, but there was no amount of science or politics that was going to convince me to get it before I was ready. And the only thing that convinced me was I got a message that said the Comedy Store isn't letting anyone in without a vaccine. I was like, well, I guess I'm getting a vaccine.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I personally am deadly allergic to the vaccines.
Well, don't get a vaccine, Linda.
No, I'd rather, like people said, well, you're allergic to COVID. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But why get the vaccine if I'm going to die?
You know you're going to die. That's a different story. Yeah. I mean, I understand. And I imagine you probably take precautions whenever you're
I'm
go out in public.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about staying home for a while because it's getting pretty nasty out there. People think that people who don't get the shot are the reason people are dying, and I don't know that that's true. It could be the shots are lousy.
All right. Nobody knows what to think. There's just misinformation across the board. It's something that's ongoing. Like, we don't know what this is and what it's going to look like next year. Like, science isn't necessarily math. Math is definitive. You know what it is. Science is ever evolving. So,
exactly. But yeah, they're talking about a great big shutdown again, aren't they?
That's what it seems like. I don't know if they can do that in Las Vegas again. I think LA probably will shut down. I think New York probably will. I think you'll have some major cities, but I don't know if Vegas will go back to that. I think once you let that cat out of the bag, it's hard to, in Vegas, it's hard to put that back. But I don't know. I mean, if it does get to a point where a shutdown is better for everyone, I'm okay with that. The only reason I go out is to do comedy. And when I go out, sometimes I drink and I could stay home and save some money. I'd be okay with that.
Yes, absolutely. What do you want people to, where do you want people to follow you? How can we help your career? Now's your chance.
Yeah, Byron Charles Austin, that's my full government name, is Instagram. It's my Instagram handle. Just follow me there. Follow me at Byron Charles Austin. It sounds how it's spelled. For the most part, I'm going to be posting more. I'm getting my YouTube channel up. It's not ready where I want it to be, but I'm going to start getting more videos of me on stage. I co-host a podcast with the ridiculously funny and fabulous tabloid. It's called the Ridiculously Funny Comedy Podcast, or as we've shortened it because people have a problem spelling, it's RTFCP.
Robert, Tom, Frank,
Charlie, Peter. Yeah.
So it's called it's RTFCP.
Yep, it's a podcast. It's on Spotify. I would say go to Spotify. That's the easiest place to find it.
And what's your podcast with Tabloid about? Because she's hysterical too.
Tab is so funny. So the podcast is just about, we try to get local comedians and national comedians, people that are in Las Vegas doing their thing. So, and that's another place you guys should check out. But she hosts that show, and sometimes the comedians that do that show come on the podcast. And then just get like people that we know personally. She's been doing this for like 12 years, so she's got a Rolodex. And then, people we think are funny, and not just necessarily comedians, musicians, artists, authors, janitors, FedEx delivery guys, whatever you're good at. If you got a passion and you're fucking good at it, we want to bring you on and let you express that. But usually someone in the arts field, but like not just limited to comedy. But we have a good time. We do an interview with them. We talk about current events. We talk about, and interact with the audience, try to get some engagement, where I just kind of go on a 1-minute rant about, what's pissed me off this week, or just something that this week. And then we do an advice column also. So just a few different segments. It's pretty structured, but it's got some free-flowing elements to it. But that's how we roll.
Well, I'll go and I'll subscribe today to it, and I'll post it on here. And so do you give out your Venmo, Cash App if people want to donate to you, or is that not something you do?
I didn't even know that was a thing. I just never thought of doing that. I don't know. It's my old school values.
Yeah. It's up
I
to
get
you.
weird when like people put that on their birthdays, like Cash App. He's like, no, I'm not gonna Cash App you on your birthday. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. Like, no.
I wouldn't even call you a cash cab.
So, no, but I did get laid off 3 months ago. So at Byron, right? It's weird. I've been laid off 4 times in my career. I've been fired once. I've been laid off 4 times. So I'm thinking this work thing might not be for me, but I need money. So whatever. Comedy's not.
What type of work did you get laid off from, Byron?
I was a sales operation. They got bought out by a solar company, and it just wasn't what I signed up for. And they started restructuring, and I wasn't part of that restructure plan. Shit happens.
Yep. I was in New York in the 90s, and I had 10 different telemarketing jobs that I got fired from because I couldn't lie. I couldn't lie.
That's my problem with sales. Like I started off in sales, and I was good at sales, but at some point you do have to. It kind of just depends on where you're at too. Like I'd have to like really believe in the product to be a salesperson, like for a company. So I don't know. Yeah, sales. I feel like you got to twist the truth just a little bit. But I like working with sales. Like that's why I did sales operations. Like
it's a positive environment.
Kind of control the other end of it. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. They get all the perks.
Yeah.
And I'm technically a part of the sales team, so I get all the perks too.
There you go. Yeah.
I just don't have the stress of a commission.
So are you presently looking to fill your life with a job in that same arena or a different area?
I don't know. That's what I've been working on this whole summer. I'm trying to not think about it. I'm going to start thinking about it. I'm going to New York. I'm doing a show, and after I get back from that show, I'll probably start thinking like, all right, what's next? So I'm gonna give another month to just kind of work my head around. I bartended. Do I want to go back to bartending? I've always enjoyed that, but there's no health insurance. And again, I don't mind working in an office job, especially if I can work from home, because then I'll have enough money to travel and do any show I want to across the country. because I'll have a salary that can support that, and I can still work from the hotel or work from a bar on the road because I don't need to be in an office. So if I can get a job that lets me work remote, that would be the biggest thing as far as another office role. And salary is important too. I'm not cheap, not anymore. Yeah, so it's a lot of factors, but I also kind of just, I do kind of want a job where I can just like, yeah, fuck it. I can take it easy. I don't have to stress myself. I can, I can work 6 or 7 hours a day, come home, and who gives a shit? Like a job I can just go too high or something.
Yes. Have you ever done telemarketing? Have you ever done telemarketing appointment setting on the phone?
What's that?
Have you ever done appointment setting on the phone?
I have not.
Because I started this thing from home where I put out ads. I'm the world's best telemarketer. I can set your appointment. And I had like 4 or 5 clients a day, and I was making $750 a month from each of them, only calling for 2 hours a day for each.
Really?
Yeah, you make bank just putting ads on Craigslist, like in Austin and Vegas and LA. Yeah. People need appointment setters. It's easy. You can do it stoned from home and ask for the cash up front. You got to pay you up front for a month. It's easy work, and they really need telemarketers to set appointments.
Huh. Well, and not do anything.
Yeah, and you're your own boss.
I like that. That could be a problem because then it's like,
yeah,
I don't want to get up today. No, I'm pretty disciplined.
Yeah, I took 750.
I know better. I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty practical when it comes to things like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna tinker around.
Yes, absolutely. If I hear of anything that you can do from home, I'll let you know.
Hey, let me know.
Absolutely. So what would you like to say? You can have time here in this. I know the audio keeps breaking up, but in the wrap up here, what would you like to say to people?
Again, wow. I don't know, man. I think people should. I just wish people had more empathy. Like overall, I think that's where the world is so fucked up. People don't have any basic empathy for anybody. Everybody's, people are in their own little bubble, and you have groupthink, and you start to feel a certain way, and anybody outside of that is like absolutely wrong. And people just don't kind of consider what other people have going on in their lives. Like that's, and I don't know. I think people don't take moments to actually just like be grateful for the shit that they do have. Like watching all this shit in Afghanistan, this past week, or just the shit that's just always been that you have more access to actually see now. It's I don't know, especially Americans. Like we're the luckiest people on earth. Shut the fuck up and chill out. Like be cool. Don't be a dick. That's kind of my guiding principle. Be cool. Don't be a dick.
That's very wise advice from Byron-Austin. So did you say that your Cash App is at Byron-Austin?
It's so easy to do. No, I don't even know what my Cash App is. Let's see. My Venmo is at Byron-Austin-1.
Okay.
And my Cash App is our son, Austin84.
Austin84.
Yeah.
That must be the year you were born. Man, this audio keeps.
That's me. Not the conception, the delivery.
Okay, well, I'll put that on the post so that if anybody watching it is so inclined to dip in their pocketbook
Yeah.
and help you out while you're in between jobs, they can do that.
You're the plug, Linda. You're like on some pimp
What?
shit. This is kind of pimpish of you. I say this is kind of pimpish of you.
I know, I'm a pimp.
Oh, I guess I'm going to be your hoe today if you can give me a little money. That's cool.
Let's get it going. Come on, people. Dip in. You're not going very many places. You know, you got probably extra spending money. So now you got something you can do with it.
You know, maybe go get a burger or something.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and bearing with the audio. The audio was so bad it won't wind up going to my Spotify because they won't accept it, but it'll go on my YouTube eventually.
Okay. All right. Well, next time I'll try to get a better place in the house. My room is like it gets to be a dead zone. I got to get one of those receivers or something.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Thank you so much. Come back anytime and promote and bring Tabloid. She can promote stuff too. Whatever, any of your friends.
Well, we'll have to get you on the show then. We'll get you on the podcast.
All right. Thank you. All
right. Thank you for letting me talk. I usually just listen. I don't talk, but thank you. Every once in a while, I get to express.
Thank you so much for doing it. I love you. You're one of the best comics around. Thank you so much. Comedian. I shouldn't say comic. That's for people at my level. Thank you so much, Byron.
Hey, keep telling everyone that. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Love you lots.
Bye.